Looking for something fun to watch and a cool community to be a part of? The KJ Today Show has you covered. We're bringing you the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. Join us live the first Wednesday of every month at 7 for your positive vibe fix. Hello and welcome to What's Poppin' in Pop Culture, powered by Geek Vibes Nation. And that means Tia, the dragon from New Jersey, is here. Yay!
Who's actually from New York, but it's a story.
It is a story. All right. And we also have joining us live from the kitchen, Patches and the Cats. There's Johnny Storm.
Well, hi, everybody.
So while we are catching you up on everything that's happening in pop culture, well, not everything, only the cool stuff. Patches is actually in the kitchen making me steak and potatoes. So be very, very jealous. How are you doing, Tia? You're from New York. New York Comic Con just happened. I didn't even get a chance to catch up with you. Were you there? Were you immersed in the chaos, or were you just away? Because I know you don't like to go into the city.
So the what's popping with that is I did not go to New York Comic Con this year. Things were very crazy with New York Comic Con this year. I feel as if they weren't giving a lot of press badges out and everything, because I've gone, I want to say, for the last 7 years on a press badge.
That's what I thought.
And I did not get accepted this year, which, it happened.
What?
But I think they're being because I even emailed them, right? And they emailed me back saying this year.
You're like, don't you know who I am?
I did have that, but I kind of was like, guys, I've been coming for 6-7 years on a press badge. What's happening? Geek Vibes Nation has more subscribers, more viewers on their website than ever before. So you can't say, obviously we're not Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, but I'm we're not as small as we were. So what's happening?
Sure.
They were we had to be, and someone got back saying we had to be really picky this year, yada yada. And then I remember I was a little peeved, so I remember tweeting it out, and this and this girl who I became friends with 10 years ago at a New York Comic Con, where we literally just communicate on Twitter, and then at New York Comic Con we'll see each other for a second just to say hi. Mm-hmm. She messaged me and she said something has to be going on, because friends of hers who have had booths for years weren't getting approved, even though they've been going. So I'm I don't know what happened at all. I want to obviously keep the positive vibes, but I was a little I was I'm super okay with it. It's fine. And then as I saw all the pictures of New York Comic Con this year, I was it's not fine.
Not okay. This is not okay.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I went to PopCon this year, and that matters more. So
that's right. Yeah, take that, New York Comic Con. All right, now let's talk about everything that happened at New York Comic Con. All right, I have before we get into Tia's stories, I have some clips I wanted to share with you from my interview with Tom Welling, which will be coming to geekvibesnation.com soon. And it is already up on YouTube, but I know sometimes I get it. Sometimes I see, somebody's like, hey, I just did an interview with so-and-so Tia. And I'll be like, that's super cool. And I don't go watch it because you forget. Right. So I was like, there was some really good stuff with Tom Welling. I'm not going to lie. And we talked about cats. So even if we don't get to all the clips, we're getting to the clip where he talks about his cat. And then we have, we have an announcement. Gamer Katie, I got permission from her. She is going to have her baby. She's getting induced tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the evening. So tomorrow night around this time, Katie's going to be packing up and heading to the hospital. And I talked with a celebrity today who Katie likes, and I got a special message from Josh of Drake and Josh fame to Katie for the night before she's having her baby. So that's coming up too.
I love it. And congratulations, Katie. I cannot wait to see like what she has and everything, because she was keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
So,
well, they don't know. They
yeah.
do not know if it's a boy or a girl. They did not want to find out. So you know they're going to find out. Moments before we do, because I've been stalking her. Aren't you having that baby yet? Are you on your way to have the baby? She's like, you're going to know as soon as I know.
You literally, in a text between the three of us, was like, now go have your baby.
Like, yes. All right. So let's get to what's popping in pop culture. Here we go. Tia, what's your first story? What's going on?
Okay, so because I actually wrote things down today like an actual grown-up and everything to be prepared for today. So this is a smaller one, right? So, but as I've gotten really into Star Wars in the last like few months and everything. So they just announced that a new Star Wars comic series is coming by Marvel called Jedi Knights. It's going to take place prior to the Phantom Menace, and it's, as you can see from the picture there, it's going to have all the great ones, and it looks like Count Dooku is going to be in like the Jedi Order, so obviously it takes place before he left to become a Sith and all that, which I thought was really cool. And this is going to be released March of 2025.
Nice.
So I know that I don't know how many of our watchers are like actual comic book fans and everything, but I thought that was a cool thing to get since, the news on Star Wars, like live action, is kind of sparse, and then there's no currently any announced animated shows. So I was like, I got to get my like fix somewhere. And
you
so
joined Star Wars. It's like when Deadpool turns to Wolverine. Is like you're joining Marvel at a bit of a low point.
Yeah.
Like, you joined Star Wars as they took all these missteps, if you will, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna go away for a while and figure this out. And Tia's like, wait, no, I'm here for it.
That's what it feels like, honestly. I'm like, wait, I'm actually, if you even go back at some of our podcasts on GVN, I'll say, yeah, I'm not really a Star Wars fan. Like, I've seen the movies, but I'm not really a fan. And now I'm like, I'm into it, guys. Like, I'm really like into it. And then it's like, oh, this got canceled. This is bad. These people are fighting. Da, 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 da. And it's like, no content.
All right, what else is popping, Tia?
All right, cool. So as everyone knows, James Gunn is heading the DC new universe and everything, the project. So he announced at New York Comic Con that Peacemaker season 2 is currently filming. That obviously stars John Cena as his breakout role from the Suicide Squad, which is the second Suicide Squad. James Gunn said that he had to push filming for the series due to his other projects, such as his upcoming Superman project. Speaking about Tom Welling, even though he's not in it, but Superman. So yes, Peacemaker had to be pushed, but they are currently filming. I don't know if we've talked about this, KJ. I absolutely love Peacemaker. I did not think I was going to love the series. I do, and I cannot wait for the second season.
What? Why did you think you were not going to love it?
Because I didn't like the character in the movie because he killed Rick Flag, and I loved Rick Flag because he's played by Joel Kinnaman, and I was like, screw you, Peacemaker.
So you were holding a grudge and hoping that Peacemaker wouldn't be good.
Exactly. And then I saw it and I was absolutely obsessed. In fact, where is it right now? Hang on. Let me show you something really quick.
Please do. I think Patches just stepped away from the stove in the kitchen so he can see this too. What's
I did.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go. Yes.
I love it.
That is so amazing.
So I'm a big fan. I actually recently, I want to say in the last few months, rewatched season 1. So I'm very excited for season 2 to come out. So it's currently filming right now, and that is all the information I have on that at the moment.
Yeah, I think KJ and I need to do a rewatch of that as well. And you know what? I have been a huge John Cena fan, you know, like 'cause I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. Being such a huge John Cena fan, I was really skeptical about that. And I'll tell you what, he played that perfect idiot, deadpan comic character. Like, just, it was like, mwah, I loved it. It was so amazing.
He hit the beats exactly the way that he was supposed to. And then I think the moments where he had to be more serious, I think he did a really good job, you know, contending how his father was, what happened with his brother, the regrets of killing Rick Flag. I mean, I was like, John Cena, good for you.
Look at you having layers, buddy.
I'm a little disappointed, Patches, that you did not have more faith in John Cena to carry this role.
Patches has seen enough of the Rock projects to know that it doesn't always translate wrestling to acting.
Well, and to my defense, now, and I will accept that statement.
Do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KJ today.
You know what? I will acquiesce to that to a point as well, because there were some turds. Let's be honest. Not saying that they don't have their funny moments, but
Patches' comments do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KJ today.
Should I take the executive producer off? But I will say what was different was it took The Rock. It wasn't until the second Get Shorty movie, right, to where he was a character and just started like evolving as an actor. It just, you know, like, and his, you know, and just, he has mastered his craft. Now, obviously, he's the, you know, one of the most successful stars, but John Cena doing it in a lot shorter amount of time is what I think startled me more. I thought it was going to take him a lot more reps, as it were, to, you know, like to get his chops.
I had all the faith in John Cena.
Of course you did.
And Leanne pointing out the dance, right?
Oh, that was so good, that title dance.
It's that is a chef's kiss of an opening credits, man. I'm telling you what.
I will add really quick, John Cena does comedy really well. I don't know if you guys have seen the Bumblebee movie, but just his delivery of, like, they're called the Decepticons. Did no one think that was like, and I'm just like, it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. Yeah. He's impressed me. He's very much impressed me.
Is it? So, Tia, to give you a little background and why I will defend John Cena and his acting chops. When Patches and I met, I realized very quickly that, you know, if this relationship was going to last, I was going to have to give wrestling a chance, because he's such a big fan. And over the years working in radio, I would have the opportunity, wrestlers would come in when they come to Indianapolis for, you know, SmackDown or Raw, they would come in and they would be like, do you want tickets? And I was always like, no, that's okay. And so then when we started dating, I'm like, I'll take tickets. So, I mean, very early on in our dating, I took Patches to, it was a SmackDown, right?
Yes, it was a SmackDown taping. Yes,
and this was when, I don't know if you know this, Tia, but when John Cena started, like his shtick was he was a rapper, and so so like everything he did rhymed.
Your thugonomics, let's go.
I will tell you, John Cena's album was fantastic.
It really was.
Oh my God.
I tell you,
it really was.
There are some jams on that John Cena album.
It was well produced, dude. It was so well produced.
But I didn't have any.
I can't believe we're talking about that album.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that. I'm gonna put that on my phone tomorrow and jam to it.
Are you gonna pull out the CD?
I do have the John Cena CD.
He's a man of many talents. He speaks
Oh,
Mandarin. I mean,
yeah. Yes, he does.
But so I didn't have any allegiance to any wrestlers, and I was blown away by not only by like his character, right, if you will, but when the event was over, he and Eddie Guerrero,
R.I.P.,
another
baby.
yeah,
Hall of Famer
actually,
Eddie Guerrero.
I had an opportunity to interview him once, which was amazing. But they stayed out and they signed every autograph. They took every picture, like you could just tell. You could tell, even though it was early in his career, you could tell how much he cared. Like there was just, not only was there that charisma, but there was this like dedication to the fandom. And, looking back now, I mean, he's granted more wishes than anybody has ever. He's always doing stuff to support the military, any initiatives that he can be a part of to give back. John Cena's in. So like,
I mean, he's one of the rare few people, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but like he's one of the rare few people that has continually leveled up his life every single step of the way. And it all started, like eating, pizza, like trying to, doing a pizza contest so we can eat.
I was going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to have to expand on it.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
I could kind of go back to I could come back to and it all started with eating cheese for me. You gotta
fair enough.
Have some context there.
All right, time to make your delicious steak.
All right, coming soon to the kind of nerdy dudes, like why it all started with pizza for John Cena.
I love that. You know what? Every good story starts with pizza.
I agree. All right, what else is popping, Tia?
Okay, so the thing that I definitely wanted to talk about that I literally screamed at KJ and Patches was at New York Comic Con, they showed the first official trailer to Daredevil Born Again. And as far as I know, they haven't officially put it out to the actual internet, but plenty of people took video. You can watch it online. I did. And at first I was like, I'm not going to watch it because I want to wait till they officially put it out, because there's a different feeling when you watch the leaks, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. And I still became giddy as like, oh my God. I was like, they're back. They're all back.
Can you believe it? It doesn't even feel like it's real. I never saw this coming. I thought we were done with Daredevil and that whole cast of characters. I thought that was done.
I thought we were done once they canceled everything because we didn't know what the plan was. And then I remember that there was a report running a few years ago for the longest, right? That yes, they're bringing Charlie Cox back as Matt Murdock. They're going to bring, but no one else will be there was a thing for a long time that said no one else was at Foggy, Karen, Frank, Wilson. No one was coming back. So to see in that trailer, right? You got John Bernthal back as the Punisher. You got Foggy and Karen there. They brought Bullseye back. So they're going to obviously continue from the end of season 3 and what happened with that. Obviously Wilson Fisk. I was like,
I don't know what it is about Wilson Fisk, man, but
Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing.
He is just so great. We were doing the same thing, and it's funny because we went through the same process. Because when you sent us the video, I'm like, oh no, it's bootleg. I must be better than this. I can't watch it. And Patches was like, let me go find the real thing. And I was like, I don't think it's out. I think we are either like compromising a bit morally here, or we're not watching it. And I'm saying, let's compromise.
Yep.
So yeah, I am really surprised it's not out yet, and I'm also so surprised if they didn't want, I feel like this has to be a thing that they knew was going to happen, because they will take those phones. They will, like, there are so many times at these conventions that there is absolutely no way that footage is going to get leaked. So for it to be like, whoever was doing that was so blatantly obvious holding their phone up, filming it, right? Like and you said there's like more than one person was doing it. So,
well, and I'm so sorry to interrupt, but like, one of the last times my mom and I went to go see a Broadway show, they literally slapped stickers on the cameras of our phone. So if they could do that for that, you would imagine that they would do that while they're showing the panel, because they know that they're going to be showing a trailer.
Oh my gosh. That's serious, man.
So, I mean, you had to have known that it was going to leak. And at this point, why not just then put out the official thing? You showed it at New York Comic-Con. Let's go.
Right.
I'll just rewatch it.
You're missing out on, not that they need a ton of views, but like as YouTubers who are trying to like always grow our channel, we're like, do you know how many views you're missing out on right now, man?
And they're like,
I think we'll be okay.
We'll be all right. But it's so good, because like, as I'm telling you, I was one of those people that when things came out on Netflix, I would, because I think premiered in California at midnight. So then they would come here in New York at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
I would either stay up till 3 a.m. or wake up at 3 a.m. to binge all 13 episodes. Oh my God, I was so excited.
Yeah. Louise said, I screamed when Frank Castle was on screen. My husband yelled, "What's the matter?"
My mom.
I was just gonna say, that's your mom, right?
I got her into that. So.
Did you really?
Yes.
So who's the bigger Punisher fan? You or your mom? Still you?
Me.
Okay.
Obviously.
Would she agree with that?
I think so. It looks so good. I'm just happy to see not only a continuation from season 3 of Daredevil, but then as someone who at the end of the second season of Daredevil, where, Frank Castle goes, "See you around, Red." And then they never saw each other around. And so to finally... And again, I'm just happy that Deborah Ann Wool is back. The actor, I forgot his name now. Gosh, the actor who plays Foggy is back. It's like, you got to bring the avocados back. So like, it's just, it's so good looking.
And it's what you're saying that with Charlie Cox's delivery. I literally last night, and KJ can attest, watched the Ribbit and Rip It episode of She-Hulk, where Charlie Cox is in it as Daredevil. And I was just like, oh God, I miss this character so much.
I know.
Charlie Cox, everything he's in, even like the 2-second scene that he was literally in No Way Home, was just like, there he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So great. All right.
We have really quick. I want to say they do have an actual date for when it comes out, March 4th of 2025. So
okay. All right.
Let's go.
We will be there. Like if Patch is going back to his steak.
I was going to say, did you kick him out or did he kick himself out?
No, he kicked himself out. He's committed to his work tonight of the perfect steak. So if he's got to go, he's got to go. I do have one thing. I'm sure this is not like at the top of your list of things happening in pop culture, because you're not in Indianapolis, but Tia, Taylor Swift is taking over Indianapolis.
Oh my God.
That is the JW Marriott downtown. And that is producer Tanner, my nephew.
I was going to say, is that your nephew?
Yes. It's fall break. So one of the things that they did today was actually just go downtown to see the giant Taylor Swift on the JW Marriott.
Oh my God.
So this is her last stops, like her last 4 nights of the Eras tour, which has been like, insane. And people have been spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Like I think we've talked about this. I know people in Indianapolis who took trips to Dublin, to Paris, to other places to see her, and it was still cheaper than to get a ticket to see her in Indianapolis.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's nuts. But for all of you here in Indianapolis who are not going to Taylor Swift, the KJ Today Show, very proud to be partnering with Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe for the Didn't Get Tickets to Taylor Party.
That's a good one.
We're going to be doing bracelet making, and I'm going to be doing trivia, finish the next line. And I know that this is the first time I even have a chance to talk to you about it. The Saturday session is already sold out. So we're going to be in the cat lounge hanging out with all the cats, which is, next to performing is Taylor Swift's favorite thing. But we do have, I think there's like 6 spots left on Sunday if you want to join us at the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, which is the opposite direction of where Taylor Swift is, because Tia, downtown is shutting down. I asked Joel at O'Reilly's, because he's O'Reilly's downtown, right in the heart of all of this. And I said, should we be doing, pre-concert parties? And he was like, do not come downtown. Do not come here. If you don't have tickets to the show, he's like, no one in Indianapolis is going to be able to be downtown. This is bigger than the Super Bowl. This is bigger than the NBA All-Star Weekend. Do not come downtown.
That's crazy. The amount of fans that she has.
Yeah, it's something else, man. So we'll be having our fun way far away from downtown in Fishers at the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe. You can go to smittenkittencatcafe.com if you want to reserve your spots for those last 6 spots that are open for our party on Sunday. All right. So let's see. Let's get to, I've got, these clips of Tom Welling coming up, but let's get to our special message.
Yes.
Hopefully Katie is awake. And she was so funny. So Gamer Katie, one of the OG kind of nerdy girls, having the first kind of nerdy baby, and she's having it tomorrow night, unless she goes into labor before 8 o'clock tomorrow night, she's going to the hospital to have this baby. She has been the absolute most adorable pregnant woman, and I love that they included Murphy, their doggy, in their photos. You haven't met Murphy, have you? You didn't get to meet him.
I would love next time I go to Indianapolis to meet meet her dog, meet your cats and everything. Yes. I need to expand.
I know, and then you'll get to meet her baby too.
Oh my God, that's great. I hope that she's wheeling him or her around PopCon and everything. It'd be so adorable.
Oh my God, that baby's gonna be the biggest nerd between Katie and Eric. There's just no chance for that baby. Okay, so I talked to Josh Peck, who from Drake and Josh, and he's a dad now, which is kind of crazy to think about. I want to let Leanne, you had asked a question about him working with John Stamos on Grandfathered, and he actually was really moved by that question. I asked it, so that I'm going to get the interview up towards the end of the week, but I did ask Josh about being a dad and if he had any advice for Katie. All right, so I've got one more question for you. It's a big one, Josh. My co-host, we call her Gamer Katie, she is going to be induced tomorrow at 8 o'clock. She's having her first baby.
Congrats. Mazel tov. Wow, how exciting. Get the Pitocin ready.
That was what I was going to ask, because she would love to be here talking with you today, but since she's not, what message can you give to her? What wisdom can you give to her in being a first-time parent?
Here's the best advice I got as a first-time parent, and I was going to say it's unsolicited, but you're soliciting it, so here we go. It's gonna be great. It's just gonna be great. And you don't know the kind of kid you're gonna have. You don't know what they're gonna need, But let me just tell you, people like to scare new parents and say, oh, you'll never sleep again. Any minor inconvenience of loss of sleep, or maybe you won't be able to go to brunch as often, will be so overshadowed by how uniquely great having a kid is.
Oh,
How sweet is he?
I love it. I love it. Honestly, I hope Katie sees that and she's just like jumping for joy at it.
Yes, yes. So I couldn't get over. I didn't know what to expect. So listen, like Drake and Josh and all that Nickelodeon stuff was a little bit like I was aged out a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And so it didn't have a lot of meaning. I knew what it was, but it didn't have a lot of meaning to me. But I knew who he was, and we talked about Oppenheimer. And he has a real cool story about that. He was just the nicest guy. Like, I just wanted to talk to him all day. And then I want to hug him because he was just a doll through that entire interview. So even though I wasn't a fan of his from Drake and Josh, I became a fan of his today because you can just tell he's a great human being.
Well, it's amazing because first of all, he looks exactly the same. It's insane. I watched Drake and Josh when I was younger, and I was definitely a fan. I enjoyed it and everything, and it was interesting seeing like the shift of when the show first started. It was like Josh's character was kind of more of like the comedic relief, and certainly he always kept that comedy, but I feel like they definitely developed him better as the seasons went on. So I'm happy, honestly. I'm really happy. I cannot wait to actually hear and watch your interview.
Oh, thank you. I will get to it, man. It has been, I tell you what, I mean, y'all, from like the second that we found that tumor on Grayson's chin was like September 2nd to like yesterday has been a blur. Like it has been the most insane. Like there have been so many big like life, if I can't even say it, life shifts, like things just going nuts. And it was almost like I didn't even know how to, I didn't hardly do any celebrity interviews last month because I just couldn't. So it was like, what was that thing I was doing before all that happened? Like, and thankfully Grayson is fine. Everything is great. And all of the stuff that's changing in our company and KJ Media is all this wonderful stuff. But like, I'm like, I don't even remember how I did this. So I'm getting back in the swing of doing the celebrity interviews. And I did get Steven Weber. If you didn't see that, you're a Chicago Med fan, or you're a fan from way back in the day with Wings. He was super fun to talk to. That's up. I've got Tom Welling that is the YouTube video is up, but I've got clips for you here, and all of this stuff's going to be coming to Geek Vibes Nation. So I'm back, baby. Woo!
I felt that way because I hadn't done an interview in a long time. I think I just kind of, life gets in the way, and then you also just kind of are like, I want to like relax and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I recently did an interview with a director, Jake Jarvie, who did a movie called Haunt Season, which is very good for the Halloween season. I don't know if you would like it necessarily, KJ. There was a kind of a bit of gore in the trailer, but it's all about, a haunted house gone terribly wrong. So,
I've been a bit desensitized to gore.
Okay.
Thanks to Game of Thrones. Like
Yes.
that was really where it started, where I was like, I want to watch these stories. So I guess I'm going to suffer through.
I guess I have to get through it.
I guess I'm just going to figure it out. So, maybe, but I want to ask, because I've got some Tom Welling clips for us. And right. I know one of your fabulous contributors over there at Geek Vibes Nation did an interview about the new documentary that's out about Christopher Reeve.
Yes. So Dom, who is also one of our OGs, also kind of in our management team and everything, who's honestly just an amazing human being. He actually did that interview. I thank you so much for bringing it up, because I had done a video not too long ago where I messed up and said one of our other fabulous contributors did that interview, but no, it was Dom. And that was really cool. That was really cool to be able to do. Patches knows Dom, actually, right?
Yeah, I do know Dom. And KJ has not a personal connection, but a fandom connection to Dom, because his cousin was he is a former Green Bay Packer.
Yes.
Tony Fisher. So
yes.
Yeah, when KJ found that out, she completely lost it.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely a fan of you now, Dom. I didn't like you before, because do you have any connection to Packer tickets?
Come on.
So it was Dom talked to Christopher Reeve's kids, right? Was that who we talked to?
Yes.
And that interview is up now
on the Geek Vibes Nation YouTube, so it's up right now. I would definitely check it out because Dom is just a phenomenal interviewer. He's a really chill person, and again, getting to actually speak to the children of Christopher Reeves. I mean, the most iconic Superman and all that. Amazing.
So, and I actually those interviews came through with my producer, and it was on a day that I couldn't, and I was like, I can't believe I'm not going to talk to Christopher Reeve's children. What is happening in my life right now? But then Tom Welling popped up, and I was like, well, I'm making time for that. Excuse me.
You're like, all right, Dom, you spoke to the children of Superman. I get to actually speak to Superman.
Yes. So, it was fun talking to Tom, because I've worked with him many times at cons, through celeb photo ops, and we actually got to chat a little bit at C2E2 last year, and we talked about the chaos of hey, I kind of know you, but we never talked to each other. So it was fun to have a conversation with him. But this is first clip here with Tom is him actually talking about going back to that amazing moment that he had when Christopher Reeve came to Smallville.
Absolutely. It was one of the most wonderful things I've ever experienced. I mean, we flew to New York from Vancouver to work with him, and he was only supposed to be there for about 2 or 3 hours, because we were going to shoot all his dialogue, and then we were going to, he was going to leave, and then we would shoot all my dialogue. And he wouldn't leave. And to be honest, it got to the point, I think 6.5 hours in, his nurse said to him, if you don't come with me right now, I'm going to call the police, because she had power of attorney over him, or more or less. And he just sort of laughed, and he looked at me, and he said, they're always telling me what to do. He was so funny, and he didn't let you feel sorry for him. It was very inspirational, is what I take. And every time I think about it, I get the chills, because, it was a really, he was all about encouragement. I guess that's my takeaway.
I love that. I love that he turned that into, because when you first kind of hear, I don't know about you, but when you first kind of hear his nurse, having power of, attorney over him, you kind of get a little sad, and for Tom Welling to kind of turn that into be he never allowed people to feel sorry for him. I love that. By the way, I know it's not the point of it, but KJ, you looked very pretty in that interview.
Oh, thank you.
You look really pretty.
Thank you. I did not get myself all dolled up for tonight. I'm actually in my Marvel pajamas. So.
I love that. So I love that you spoke to Tom Welling and everything. Do you want to know a secret about Tia?
I do.
Do you know I've never seen one single episode of Smallville?
What? How?
Tia, we're twinsies.
What is wrong with you guys? We're gonna do a Smallville react. Not that it's needed at this point. We're gonna do a Smallville reaction podcast. I'm going to make you guys watch it for the first time. We're going to go episode by episode because Smallville deserves it. What does
I
it
guess-
matter with you?
When did it come out? When was it out?
Oh, it's been out a long time.
Because there was at one point in my life
Hey,
where
take it easy.
there was one point in my life where I wasn't watching, like, because I was still a kid and I was in that transitional phase where people were watching like adult, I was watching cartoons still. I didn't want to watch like live action or anything. Like,
okay. All right. Tia, Smallville premiered on Tuesday, October 16th of 2001.
see, I was 11. I was still watching cartoons. I was watching my Saturday morning cartoons with Batman Begins and the Justice League and everything.
Yeah, but weren't you starting
Digimon.
to think boys were cute because Tom Welling was so freaking pretty?
I
It
think
was
I was
hard
watching.
to follow the dialogue.
I think I was watching
I'm
Dragon.
calling time out, guys. Guys, I'm calling time out.
Wait, really quick.
No, there's no
I want to
was
veto it.
so freaking pretty. There's no was so freaking pretty. That man is one of the sexiest men in Hollywood. Period.
Yeah.
Full damn stop.
No, I totally agree.
I may have a man.
And he has like changed over the years, but it's like, how do you keep getting prettier? I don't understand. Like, I had a hard time paying attention to the storyline because you were so freaking beautiful in Smallville. And here we are in 2024 and you're still freaking beautiful.
So yeah, I was not watching it. I was 11 and watching things like Dragon Ball Z and like crushing on Goku. So, not my proudest moments, but
But come on, Lucifer. Come on, dude.
Well,
what?
you saw
Him
you watched
being
Lucifer,
Pierce and
right?
Lucifer. You watched Lucifer, right, Tia?
Like the first season.
Tia.
Okay, I cannot do it.
Tia, you are such a disappointment to Tom Welling.
Oh yeah, he's in it a little, right?
Yes, he is. He plays a character who has 2 reveals. Actually, I've got.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. If everybody, I'm not gonna play this because you're not gonna have a reaction to it because you don't care. But literally, he comes on and he's playing one character, and then it's like revealed that he's another character, and you're like, oh my god,
Is he Michael?
That was no, he is well, I don't want to tell you because I want you to watch it, but he comes into he joins the police force. His character is Marcus. He joins the police force.
Let's just say the character he was revealed as, the Center Man, there is significance in the name.
Okay.
Yes. But then there's that reveal, and then there's another reveal. So this is a great tease. If you want to know what Tom Welling knew about his character being another character and being another character, like, he talked all about that, and it was super fun to hear him talk about how he played the character and didn't want to, kind of wanted to experience it as a fan too. But before I let you go, because if you never go watch my Tom Welling interview, because you're probably not going to go watch my Tom Welling interview, I understand there's a lot of content out there and things to do, and nobody wants to go watch my interviews because you get busy. I'm going to make you watch. This is what his wife is. She's a huge animal lover. So they have like horses and dogs. They have land. It's like, she's just like all in on the animals. So I asked him about cats, and I have this running issue with talking to celebrities about cats right after their cats die, right?
Oh,
so he's like, well, we had cats. I'm like, damn it. Like, so
what have I done?
This is another reason for you to watch my Tom Welling interview on YouTube. He did. I could tell he was trying to save it. So they had outdoor cats, and when you have outdoor cats and you have land, there's coyotes and things happen, right? So like, it wasn't like we actually had a conversation about like barn cats and outdoor cats and yeah, it was good. But I could tell he was trying to like save she wanted to talk to me about cats, and I'm like, my cats are dead. When he was trying to save it, so he gave me the story of his first experience of having these cats.
One of the cats we had, his name was Biggie. My son named him Biggie when we got him, and he was sort of like the hunter. And I remember a couple months in, we started thinking, what if they wander? And I put a collar on him that had a little bell on it. And he looked at me like, bro, you were totally screwing up my vibe here. I'm a hunter. Like everybody, I'm not going to catch anything. And I remember him looking at me like that. And I was like, all right, I took the bell off.
Oh, he saved it. He definitely saved it.
He did. He's like, bro, you're totally killing my vibe.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, that is my friend's Tom Welling full interview, now streaming on the KJ Today YouTube and coming soon to geekvibesnation.com. If you like to, read interviews, I understand, because I actually do too. That's why I love being on Geek Vibes. A couple of things. We've got a new episode of the KJ Today show. We are back on Wednesday, November 6th. I'm so excited about this because we're going to have Starbase Indy with us, and we still have those tickets. If you are a Star Trek fan and you have not been to Starbase Indy, it is coming, my friends, November 29th through December 1st, exploring new worlds. It's so cool because it's not just geeking out about Star Trek. Like there's like the whole like science and space exploration. Like there's like actual like geeks and nerds that like know that stuff.
It looks really cool.
Yeah. So we still have tickets. If you want to go, just make sure you're a part of the KJ crew, and I'll be sending out tickets to select emails. So just go to kjcrew.com if you want to go to Starbase Indy. And then because of the Starbase and the Star Trek connection, I actually have to talk to Doug Jones. Did I tell you this, Tia?
Oh, I love Doug Jones. He's been in like everything.
Yeah, he's like the most famous actor whose face nobody knows, right? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and he's from Indianapolis.
Wait, you're going to like talk to him, or you've talked to him already?
I already talked to him, but I'm saving I might put up the first part of the interview because he's talking about he's in, so it's not the Nosferatu that's coming out in December. There's what they went back and remade it like scene by scene with a symphony and like basically like the OG one. It's really, really cool. I was watching the trailer for it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I want to get that out because he was talking about that. He's got some other projects going on around, that Halloween season. But he talked a lot about being in Star Trek and that character in particular. And then he talked a lot about Indianapolis, which was super cool. So
love it.
Yes. So we will have some highlights from my interview with Doug Jones on Wednesday, November 6th. What else is going on, Tia? You got anything else popping over there?
I do tomorrow am interviewing another like indie director and everything, so that'll be out soon. I am looking to put out a top 10 Scream Queens on our YouTube page at Geek Vibes Nation in honor of Halloween coming out. But besides that, honestly, I mean, please check out my interview with Jake Jarvie on geekvibesnation.com. I will be having KJ's interview with Tom Welling written up on our website at geekvibesnation.com. I'm trying to get more into the interviews. I got a few more in my inboxes and everything. So it's like, let's do this, let's go on and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it is right now. So
I feel it. And it's so weird because I think you like when you're in a groove, it just seems like you do the interview, you edit the interview, you get the interview up, and there's like this process. And then when you step away from it for a little while, you're like, ugh, the interviews. And you're like, I mean, honestly, if Tom Welling hadn't come along, I may have never done interviews again because I was just like, ugh.
I don't know if you get like this, but it's like you get an interview, it's all like geared up and ready to go. You know you're gonna have a good time. Like I hate to say, I don't know if this sounds, I don't get nervous anymore, right? I really don't, right? And you know it's gonna be fine. Even like say the person, the agent would be like, you only have 10 minutes. Okay, so you know it's not even that long, but you're literally sitting there like beforehand, like and it's nothing against the person you're interviewing. You're just like, oh, I gotta set everything up, blah blah. But then when you're in it, you're having like the most amazing time. Like with the guy that I just interviewed, Jake Jarvie, we were only supposed to talk for 10 minutes. We went on for 17, and the agent finally was like, please wrap it up. So
well, this has been a blast. We will keep you all posted as we follow along with our first kind of nerdy baby. And I mean, tomorrow night at this time, we will have Katie heading to the hospital, gamer Katie, to have her baby. And so as soon as I know what's going on, I will definitely, let you guys know what's going on. But send her all the good vibes that it's, easy delivery, and baby is okay, and mommy's okay, and all of that good stuff. And we will let you know when we've got our first official kind of nerdy baby. Look at her. I'm so excited. I have cried more about Katie having a baby. I don't know if it's because I've been so emotional anyway, but like literally every time we're texting about anything, or I'll just be thinking about it, I'm like, Katie's gonna have a baby.
It's a huge step. It really is. And I'm so happy for Katie. Like her photos, by the way, look gorgeous. Katie, cannot wait.
Ridiculous. Like the amount of times that I've been like, are you okay? I mean, even when we were at PopCon Louisville, and she's like 7 months pregnant and carrying like she was like 2 weeks ahead. And I'm like, she's like, I'm fine. Like, it's just, I'm having a baby. Like, stop. Like,
she's such a champ.
She's
such a champ.
She's been the most amazing pregnant woman. She's going to be the most amazing mom. Yes. And we love you, Katie. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Again, we'll see you on November 6th. And Tia's going to keep you updated on all the cool stuff going on in pop culture on geekvibesnation.com. And we will meet you back here for our next live show on Wednesday, November 6th. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you, KJ.
All right. Good night.